Welcome back. You know, last night the Homeless Project brought you the story of the city of Las Vegas's ambitious plan to build a multi-million-dollar facility to serve our homeless population. You know, we told you, as the city had told us since January, that it would be paid for by the mayor's Fund for Las Vegas Life, which is private donations. And then we showed you that when we asked the mayor about a deficit between what's in that fund and the $20 million price tag to build the place, the mayor said this.
How are you going to pay for the other part of it?
We are going to ask and continue to go out there. We're going to ask people to come in and tour, to take a look and go to Los Angeles and see Skid Row and think about what if this homeless situation isn't helped, and what if we aren't compassionate and they are now in my backyard and doing with the needles and everything else that I don't even want to go into.
Got it. So, but with the $20 million price tag for the courtyard and groundbreaking scheduled for July, and the fact that you don't have the money to finish the project, where is it coming from?
We're going to be out there. We can't, the city, be at fundraising, but we have this mayor's fund through the Nevada Community Foundation.
All right, so tonight the city of Las Vegas actually reached out and talked to me, and they said that when I asked the mayor those questions that you just heard, she thought I was being asked about how the project would be paid for and sustained in the long term, and that's why she answered the way they did. So their headline, there is no shortfall, and the new courtyard is already paid for. Beyond that pool of private donations, for days we've been asking how the city would come up with the $20 million to build that facility scheduled to break ground in a matter of months. We were told taxpayer money. We were told through the general fund. Now the city gives us this breakdown. $150,000 from the general fund, $4.29 million in a federal grant, $12.2 million in federal bonds, $4.5 million in Medicaid dollars, and another $4.5 million in something called new market tax credits. Those grants, those bonds, those Medicaid dollars are taxpayer dollars, and they are, the city says, how the new courtyard will be paid for. Clark County, North Las Vegas, and Henderson leaders will not be footing the bill and tell me their focus is on preventing people from becoming homeless through housing first agendas. I asked the mayor about the differences in approach between the city, who passed the camping ordinance and the street sweeping amendment and announced plans for the courtyard, while the county leaders seem to take a different approach.
It so happens that the Clark County Commission building, it sits on 38 acres. If we opened that up, because the county was opposed to what we were doing with the ordinance and didn't support it, we could tell the homeless people, there is an open place for you to go ahead and tent and do all the things you're doing.
All right, so we asked the county to respond to what you just heard from Mayor Goodman. Here's what Mayor Marilyn Kirkpatrick said. In part, she said homelessness is a serious issue, but that is obviously not a serious proposal from the mayor. If it was, she would be trying to open tent cities around all the city buildings and properties downtown, and she is not. All right, so Mayor Goodman tells me the city of Las Vegas is creating a model. So if there are homeless people in Henderson, North Las Vegas, and elsewhere in the county, they can see what she's doing and replicate it. And she raises an important issue. Money from local sources outside of taxation or federal programs are needed, and she says she's going to ask for that support in the long term.